Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Tuesday, the 31st of January, 2023. And normally, today would have been my final consecutive streaming day of the week. However, this week I have an extended streaming week because my wife's work schedule changed, so my work schedule changed, and we adjusted on the fly here. So I'm here tomorrow, okay? And so today was an action-packed day because today was all, action-based games as opposed to yesterday being chill RPGs. Started off today with the Level 1 podcast, and we had quite a lot to talk about. I had a follow-up on YouTube Shorts. We had a YouTube short that I uploaded this morning of Dead Space that did incredibly well. So it really seems to all be about the timing when it comes to it, and I'm happy with that we figured that out. Talked a lot about various different topics. Some of the things that we talked about, not only YouTube Shorts, but also game news. There was a lot of game news to discuss this morning. Which was good to always have a lot of news to cover in one podcast, among other things. Okay, and it was determined that tomorrow we will be starting up together on the late stream, Hi-Fi Rush, a game that came out last week by surprise on Game Pass. No one was expecting it. It dropped, and everyone seems to think that it's quite a good game. So I'm very happy to be trying that out tomorrow with all of you. And in addition, just a really awesome day of combat, survival, and fun, although admittedly not as good as I would have liked it to be. Let me explain. So first stream today was Dead Space Remake, and the further I'm getting into the game, what I'm realizing is even though yes there are changes, a lot of these changes are incredibly superficial. And here's what I mean. Today, another 3-hour stream, and we got through chapters 5, 6, 7, and started chapter 8, and I would say definitively the only real difference in the game itself that I saw today was maybe one new cutscene that was added as a side mission, and there was a 0G segment that originally in the game it was not a 0G segment, it was different. And I take it back. I think there were two areas that were redesigned to be 0G segments, as opposed to just in the original Dead Space you would land and use the magnet boots and walk on magnet boots when there was no oxygen. But now you can free float through the air like they added in Dead Space 2, and you do it in this game. Does it really add anything? The segments that are added are so short that it doesn't really feel like it's adding much at all. Just being honest, it really feels kind of like it's kind of a superfluous thing that they added in to say that there's new content, when in reality it's not really adding that much. The puzzles are almost identical anyway. The enemies, it's going to be similar or the same enemies, just floating rather than standing on a magnet boot area. Almost identical. All right. No new bugs today, and that was a good thing for sure. But I don't know. Today kind of felt like a day that was kind of like, well, feels like the same as the original game pretty much. Didn't really feel like it was anything new or innovative today at all. Not to say that's bad. If you like the original Dead Space, obviously it's good. But at the same time, $70 release, waiting for the new stuff. Where is it? We saw like maybe one new cutscene today and a new audio log outside of the stuff that was originally in the original game. And, I did a boss fight today. It was extremely identical to how it was in the original game. Not much changed at all. So, passable. A passable day in Dead Space, okay? And then on the late stream, it was Warzone. And once again, people laying out these challenges for me to basically try to do like top 20, top 10, top 5. Which just seems to be the pattern now when I play Warzone. Everyone wants me to do well, but sadly there's going to be nights when I'm not going to do well. Last time around, I didn't do well to the last match, and because it was the last match, no one saw it. A lot of people had already quit. All right? Tonight, literally was one of the worst Warzone nights I've ever had. It was like every possible thing was conspiring against me. First, we had stream snipers, which was annoying at first. Then we had people spamming friend requests. After about 45 minutes of that, someone finally looked it up and found a way to disable pop-up messages. Because get this, just listen to this. In the beta of Warzone, they had streamer mode, meaning it hides everyone's names or whatever, and therefore it stops any kind of intrusive nature of stuff happening. They removed it for the real game. So once you bought the game for $60, $70, they removed the streamer mode, okay? So now, it's kind of annoying because you wish you had those defenses so people couldn't try to mess with you and harass you, but it is what it is. So then they had the ability to make it so that there's no pop-ups on screen, no one can send you invites. I had that enabled since the get-go and never had a problem. All of a sudden tonight, non-stop pop-ups. Why? Because they updated the game last week and they removed it. They removed it. Why? Because they're stupid. There's no other explanation. Why would you remove the ability to prevent people from spamming you with friend invites. It doesn't make any sense. It's just asinine. So instead of having the ability to say, hey, just don't send me the invites, which I would have preferred, basically someone looked it up and said, oh, but get this, there's a menu. And in the menu, you need to know to press right trigger, even though on the menu, nowhere on the screen does it say press right trigger for options. You're just supposed to know this. And when you do it, there's options that say what kind of pop-ups you want, and you can disable all pop-ups. So I did. So basically, it took an hour, but we got all pop-ups disabled and the trolling stopped, okay? But just outside of the trolling and the stream sniping, it was just a bad night. Like, a lot of my drop placements, I just had bad luck where I ended up with a bunch of other people, and we'd have a big shootout, and you end up dying within a few minutes. Some of the gulags were very annoying, and some of them I did good. Again, Gulag King, where a few times I was double killing and everything, but still, you can only do so much in the gulag. It seemed like whenever we were getting to fights out in the world, a lot of the times it was baloney. Here's tonight's big baloney play, okay? So there's a guy who somehow is off in the distance. He must have a scoped gun, and he keeps shooting me in the ass. I avoid him twice. I keep putting plates in. He's still after me. He's still finding me. Okay, I've had enough. So I jump over a fence, and I go prone. He jumps over me and starts to go into a house thinking I'm in there. I'm not. I get up. I start shooting him in the back. Now, of course, he has full armor. He's not dead yet. So he goes into the house. I said, watch this. I threw a grenade in the door, and I run all the way alongside the outside of the house while he's running parallel in the house. I figure he's going to burst out of this window thinking I'm there, and I'm going to get him. So I'm ready for him, okay? He bursts out of the window. All of a sudden, I start coughing as if there's gas. There's no gas anywhere. I can't move, and he insta-kills me. You watch the kill cam. On the kill cam, I'm shooting the guy from behind. He runs into the house. He turns around and throws a gas grenade behind him at the door. It literally is at the other end of the house. At the door I never even went near. Remember, I ran on the outside of the house on the side of it. I'm at the other side of the house waiting for him. His gas grenade that he threw at the doorway that I never went to hit me and made me cough with gas so that he got an insta-kill. It didn't make any sense. It never showed the gas connecting with me ever on the screen. The game is a laggy piece of dog shit. I'm sorry. It just is. It's terrible. I can't believe this is supposed to be treated as a legitimate game with that. I mean, it was blatant for all to see. The gas never even got near me. He threw it at an empty part of the house that I wasn't walking towards. I was outside of the house. How did I get gassed? It's just ridiculous. And of course, other stuff like that too. Firefights where it looks like I should win. I'm losing or whatever. Frustrating. So overall, I couldn't even tell you what my best placing was tonight. I don't think I lasted more than 10 minutes in any given match. Probably barely made top 50 if I even did. Very frustrating. And, you know, it's frustrating as well. Again, it's similar to a night that I had a few weeks ago where, you know, looking for a strong finish to the night. And if the game doesn't agree with me, there's not much I can do. There's going to be nights, entire nights in Warzone that there's nothing I can do. It doesn't matter how hard I try or how well I try to play. I'm just going to die, and never get a good placement. So those nights are frustrating because at a night when people are challenging me to make top 20, make top 10, I'm not even getting close. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. Look at what's happening. It's not like, oh, Phil got outplayed a million times. It's just bad luck, bad placements, and bullshit like that situation. You just got to kind of shrug and say whatever. But it is what it is. It sucked. Like, a ton of people were challenging me to do well, and I didn't fulfill one challenge tonight because it was just a bad night, okay? Also, it was the last chance today to hit our Tier 2 members goal. We didn't even get close. I think we got like 2 members today. So, it is now officially the end of January. It's over. Starting tomorrow, February 1st, we get a lot of new things. Number one, I'm going to have new decorations. In fact, the moment I stop recording this, I'm actually going to go grab them and set them up to see how they look on camera. I have to do some adjustments probably behind me to make them look good. We're also going to have a new members goal. I think you're going to like this members goal. It's going to be interesting and something original that I haven't really done before, although it is a throwback to something that I did a couple years ago that I think you guys liked, and I think that it's kind of a variation on that, so I think you'll like it. It's the new shorts system here on YouTube tomorrow. All right, we'll see how that goes, the monetization of shorts. I'm going to have a very special YouTube short I'm going to upload in the morning for you guys. It's actually a throwback one of one of the funniest moments that ever happened here on DSP Gaming in my 15 years as a gamer. So I think you guys are really going to like this one. And tomorrow, it's going to be heading into the end game of Dead Space Remake. I actually don't think we're going to beat it, considering we just started Chapter 8, and the game has 13 chapters, and there's some added content in this one with these side missions. I think we're going to probably need tomorrow's main stream and then one more late-night stream to finish the game later in the week. So tomorrow we'll get as far as we can in Dead Space Remake, and then tomorrow night it is the premiere of Hi-Fi Rush on the late stream at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to give it a go and see what it's all about. So many people have played it and loved it. Reviewers love it. I'm excited. It's a Game Pass game, so I'm jumping in, and we're going to see how it goes tomorrow, all right? So, yes, I am here on Wednesday, February 1st. There's a bunch of new stuff happening all at once, so I certainly hope that you will join me for all of the festivities and fun tomorrow. Thanks very much for a great streaming day. And by the way, even though we didn't really go too good with tips today, other support was great. Tonight on the late stream, we had a ton of super chats. So that's actually very helpful last day of the month, because that means I'll get it in February, and that'll help a lot. So thank you to anyone who contributed in any way today. I really do appreciate that. All right, guys? Tomorrow, first day of February. Hope to start it strong. Please have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow for some fun, variety, and festivities. Oh, and by the way, on the podcast tomorrow, I think we will take the opportunity to maybe order some things for the upcoming Super Bowl event. Thank you all. Have a good evening. See you in the morning. Peace out.